Welcome to Rewind Rewatch. I am the amazing Andrene.
It sounds like you're a magician or something.
What's your name?
I am the amazing Andrene.
I just want to switch it up this week.
Okay, all right. I'm the amazing. No,
you gotta do a J.
Jay doesn't have any good.
Jokester Joel.
I'm the jokester Joel.
You don't like that?
So we're both magicians. Apparently, I'm working a children's birthday party. Amazing Andrene and jokester Joel.
Anyway, we're siblings, and we're basically rewatching 90s movies and discussing how well they have aged based on today's standards.
And we provide themes for the movies, or at least we try to.
Yeah.
We'll see how well the amazing Andrene does.
Oh, okay.
It usually takes her a while.
All right.
We talk about how well or how poorly things have aged. And then we always end every episode by giving each movie a rewind rating from 1 to 5 based on how likely we are to rewatch this movie again.
Mm-hmm. So this week we have 1993's The Sandlot. This has a 1 hour and 40-minute runtime. It is a PG rating, and it was requested via email by Chris and by Riley. So thanks for those requests.
And as a reminder for the listeners who may think of a movie that they want us to review, you can email us at rewindrewatch1990s@gmail.com.
All right. So, The Sandlot. This is one of these films that I know I've seen a bunch of times, but it's been a very long time since I've last watched it.
Yeah.
Like, really long.
Okay.
I couldn't remember, even most of the kids' names. I'm like, there's mad kids in this movie.
It is a very kid-led movie. All the main characters are kids. Pretty much all the characters, except for Scottie's parents, are kids.
Yeah, and I was just trying to, keep track of, who was who, because I was like, I don't remember half of these kids. So the main character, of course, is Scottie Smalls.
Well, don't forget.
Oh, the sentence.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't you be doing it?
Yes, I should.
Okay, so in one sentence, how would you describe The Sandlot?
Okay. A man reminisces on his favorite summer from his childhood where he played baseball with his neighborhood friends.
Yeah. So this movie was based on the summer of 1962.
Great year.
Shut up. Because you remember it so well, right? Anyway, so the main character, like I said before, is Scottie Smalls, and this is the man whose story, we're basically hearing the story through his lens.
Yeah, it's very Wonder Years.
Yeah.
I'm going back in time and telling you about what happened.
Going back to Cali. This movie is based in California.
Mm-hmm.
And Scottie Smalls is the main character. He moves to this new neighborhood 2 weeks before school ends from another state. And I kept thinking, bruh, do his parents love him? Because this is a hard time to be moving. School's about to be out.
Hard times, daddy.
I
would say this as someone who's worked in schools before. I mean, obviously you don't see this very often, but I think especially pre-high school and certainly pre-middle school, someone moving in the middle of the year in 5th grade is not going to be a huge deal. Especially the last 2 weeks of school, you're not really doing anything anyway. But I guess you're talking about more so his
socially,
well-being.
yeah, because it's he doesn't know anybody. It's
what's the difference of them moving now versus 2 weeks later?
I was thinking more the beginning of 6th grade, you're ready to start. But I guess after watching the film and seeing the bond that happened over the summer, I was like, okay, I guess the summer made sense. Because in my mind, I was like, school's about to be out. So you start school as a new kid, and then school's ends, and then you come back. I was like, this just seems like not enough time to make friends. But he had the summer. So I guess it worked. I guess it worked out.
The best summer of his life.
So we learned that he's moved with mom, and he has a stepdad named Bill, and his father has passed away. And Bill, it's a weird kind of situation because there's times when he's talking to Bill, and it's he calls him dad, but then he'll stop and call him Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this weird situation where it's it's like he wants to have this father figure, but he doesn't quite feel so comfortable with Bill to have Bill fill that role. Or do you think it's Bill that's not really as welcoming?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going back and forth on this myself. I was going to ask you like what you thought, but I guess I'll answer for myself. Like, yeah, because I feel like when a kid has a stepfather or stepmother and they're not comfortable, then it's like they're just gonna call them Bill or Susan or whomever. But the fact that he was like saying dad and then like correcting it to Bill, that makes me feel like he wants to call him dad, but he doesn't think Bill is comfortable being called dad. So then he corrects it so that as to like maintain the hope of relationship without like turning Bill off.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And I also feel like their relationship, based on the scenes that we see with them together, is very much like Bill is married to the mom, and it's like, oh yeah, she has this son.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
Bill's kind of just doing his own thing. And then Scottie is constantly like trying to connect with Bill, trying to get Bill to like teach him how to play catch. He's trying to come into Bill's little like man cave where he has all his baseball memorabilia. And Bill's like, yo, I told you don't come in here.
Why
bro.
you in here?
Like, what are you doing? Like, this is not your room. So I feel like Bill is kind of like, has distanced himself from Scottie in a way where Scottie does not feel comfortable calling him dad.
Aww.
But more so based on the fact of he doesn't think Bill will receive it well.
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it as well, because even when he's trying to ask Bill to play catch with him, Bill's like, I don't have time. Like, I'm
under the gun here. Like,
and to be fair, like he was working, I'm sure he was busy, but it's also like, you have a stepson now. Like you need to make some time for him.
And that's the thing, right? Like if you marry someone with a kid, then you're a pops, bro. Like you have to act like a pops.
Especially since his dad is dead.
Yeah.
It's not like his dad is present and you're just like, another father figure. Like you are now the father.
You are the only dad.
You are the father.
Yeah. In the case of Scottie Smalls, it's also 1962. Which I think is warrants mentioning because obviously, again, I was not around in 1962, but based on everything I've read and understand from that time, like, dads were not like super involved in their kids' lives. So I imagine there's some of that at play too.
Right.
Where he doesn't feel maybe the same like obligation to like be as engaged as maybe he should be.
Also, Scottie's kind of a weird kid.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Like Scottie's kind of a strange bird. So he follows the kids after school one day on his bike, and he sees them at the Sandlot, and they're out there, they're playing baseball. And he's watching them, and you can tell it's like he's new there, so obviously he wants to make friends, he wants to be involved. And they spot him, and he kind of they throw the ball, and it's like near where he is. And so he picks up the ball to give it back to them. They're like, yeah, throw it back. And bro, when he goes to throw the ball, the ball barely moved. I was like, where did he throw it?
He basically, it felt like 5 feet in front of him in the dirt. And they're all just looking like, is this man serious? Not to mention, when Bill goes to, even before he meets the kids, like, he tries to have Bill teach him catch. Is this before or after?
It might have been after.
But yeah, this kid has like zero athletic capabilities.
I just remember like
it's like he can't throw, he can't catch. He has no hand-eye coordination.
When Bill's like, "Come on, throw it back to me," he picks up the ball and runs it over to Bill instead of
it's
throwing
like he's passing him a baton. It's like, bro, you have the wrong sport in mind. We're not playing a relay race.
But it's totally abysmal because it's like, how can you not like just throw it?
He also doesn't know who Babe Ruth is.
Yes.
You never heard of the Sultan of SWAT? The Titan of Terror. The Colossus of Clout? The Colossus of Clout.
The King of Crash, man.
So? I lied.
Oh, yeah, the Great Bambino. Of course. I thought you said the Great Bambi. That wimpy deer.
Which is like...
It doesn't make any sense.
Which is also very interesting because keeping in mind that it's 1962, baseball is like by far the biggest
Most
sport in
popular.
America.
Yeah.
Basketball's like not. It's still kind of a new sport. Basketball's probably only like 15 years old at this point. And football is big, but I feel like people were probably cared more about college football.
At this time, baseball was definitely America's sport.
Like, and this man has never heard of Babe Ruth.
He thought it was a woman.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, Even his mom knew who Babe Ruth was, and then that made him feel even worse about not knowing. But it also kind of get the sense that he might be a bit sheltered.
Yeah.
But we don't really get any indication as to why.
Because his mom even says to him, like, I want you to run around and get in trouble and make friends over the summer. It's like, what mom is telling their child who's about to start 5th grade that she wants him to get into trouble?
I don't know.
I've never heard of it.
I think she also saw him as like such a recluse that she was like, yo, you need to just like get friends at any cost. Like, I need you to
go rob the candy store or something.
At least you're doing it with somebody else. Like, if you're robbing the candy store, you're doing it with an accomplice. At least I know you have a friend.
Oh, that's a shame. Did you notice? I was thinking this is kind of like often, I guess, left field. But I noticed
he doesn't know what left field is.
He does not. He has no idea.
Left center. He's like, over here. It's like, bro, that's not what I said.
I was looking at the house they moved into. The house was an ugly Pepto-Bismol pink color. I was like, why would I buy this house?
Nice neighborhood, good school.
I guess, but it
You
needed
got
a paint job.
They got a good price on the house.
It needed a paint job.
You could always repaint it.
Well, HOA, you never know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so he ends up going over there. The kids are making fun of him, and he's ashamed, he's embarrassed, and he runs out. And at some point, well, I think we almost kind of talk about these different characters because there's so many different kids that it's hard to keep track. But at some point, he ends up running into them again, and Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez, right? This is his best friend.
Benny.
This is his best friend.
Benny the GOAT.
And they say that Benny loves baseball more than life.
Baseball is live.
And we know this because, like, all Benny wants to do is play ball.
Yeah.
That's it. There was one scene where, like, it's sweltering heat outside. All the boys are like, bro, it's way too hot to even be existing. And Benny's like, yeah, let's play. And they're like, how are we going to play in this heat? He's like, come on, guys. Like, he just wants to play baseball, and essentially that's it.
Even like during 4th of July, like all the rest of the kids are like staring at the fireworks. And he's like, yo, y'all going to catch these fly balls? Or am I just going to be out here playing by myself? Like, what are y'all doing?
So that was all that's all up to him. Then you had Hamilton Ham Porter, and he's
the actual GOAT. Like,
the
star of the movie.
He's the jokester.
Ham is the man. And that kid was in The Big Green, I feel like.
Oh.
That soccer movie.
Yeah.
Of course, played the goalie.
Because
the chubby, hilarious
big kid has to be the goalie.
Oh, with not with braces, with freckles.
Freckles.
Yeah, but Ham is hilarious.
He was very funny.
He's just like a little man. Like, it's like he's a grown man, but he just is in a little kid's body.
Wasn't he the one who gave them like the chewing tobacco? Was that him?
No, it was the tall kid with the glasses.
Squints?
Nope, the tall kid with the glasses. What was his name?
Too many kids.
Squints was short.
Yeah, he was short. He was short. Yeah, he was short. See, I'm losing track of the kids. Okay. So we have Squints, was the kid with the glasses, who was short. We had Yeah, who literally would just say, yeah.
I mean, he said other things,
Yeah,
but that was kind of his little verbal tick.
Yeah.
He would say, yeah, and then like say whatever he was thinking.
Then we had Kenny. So Kenny is the black kid who I know him from like mad stuff.
Yeah.
He was in the Smooth Criminal video in '88. He also was in Mighty Ducks 1 and 2.
Quack, 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 quack.
Another classic film. Then you had the brothers, Timmy
and Tommy.
Timmy and Tommy. So so Timmy would say something and then Tommy would just repeat whatever he said.
You got the sense that he was like the tag along little brother.
Yeah, he just wanted to fit in and be a part of whatever was going on.
Then they let him, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. And then I think the other guy you're talking about was Bertram.
Yeah, Bert. Yes, that's the one who had the chewing tobacco.
Yeah, okay. Because I couldn't really recall who he was, but that makes sense that that's who that kid is. So Scottie ends up meeting up with these kids again. I think they were like at a candy store or something, and he happened to like walk up on his bike and he sees them there. And this is where Benny's trying to get him to come play with them again because they need the extra player. Like, oh, come play. And the rest of the kids are like, bro, he's whack. Like, we don't want him.
He's awful.
Like, we don't want him playing with us. And he's like, oh, come on, he could play. Because all Benny wants to do is play baseball. So whatever he needs to do to make it happen, he's going to make it happen. So that's when they start talking, and they're like, oh, you know, Babe Ruth. And he's like, huh? Like, the great Bambino. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know
The Sultan of SWAT.
He's like, yeah, I know who that is. Bruh, he has no idea. He has no idea what's going on. But, of course, you want to fit in. So he pretends like he knows who they're talking about.
Not to mention, at this point, he has a black eye, which we forgot to mention.
I forgot.
He has a black eye as he's pretending to know who Babe Ruth is.
That's because when he was playing ball with Bill told him to try to catch it. He said, keep the glove close to your face. And he caught the ball, but
And the ball caught him.
ball caught him right in his eye. He's a mess. So they decide to let him play after Benny's basically like, come on. And he gets out there, and, you know, he's atrocious. The first throw goes out. He's, like, nowhere near catching it. Like, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And so Benny runs over to him, and he's like, no, matter of fact, when he misses the ball and he goes to get it, he runs it all the way across the field. Like, throw it back.
Yeah.
And he runs it over, and all the kids are like, what is he doing? Because why are you running the ball in? Like, what is happening? So now he's kind of like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't play. Like, I'm no good. And so Benny gives him a little pep talk, and he's like, look, all you got to do is stand out there and just hold your glove up, and I'll make sure, like, you catch the ball. And he's like, okay. So he goes, and, I mean, Benny's nice.
This is a little incredible, but...
Yeah, Benny's nice. So, they pitch the ball. Benny hits the ball, and he, like, aims it directly for where Sky's holding up his little hand with the glove, and it lands smack dab in the glove. And so the kids see it, and they're like, oh, he's actually good. Oh. And I'm like, did they not just see what happened? Like,
he wasn't even looking at the ball. Like, he literally just
he was just standing there. His eyes were closed and his hands were up. And he just caught it. But I'm like, y'all know Benny is nice. It's obvious what he's doing here. Like, no one saw what was happening?
Nah, I mean, he caught it.
Okay.
And he threw it back.
He did, because now his confidence was up.
And Benny told him, when your hand gets here, let go of the ball. But I'm like, all right, well, he's obviously a much better teacher than Bill. Because whatever Bill was telling him obviously did not work.
Bill was fed up. He wasn't really trying to teach him anything. He was just like, you suck, but you're my stepson, so I guess I'm stuck here.
Scottie also shows up at the beginning of this movie with, like, very low self-esteem. So it's not just the fact that he doesn't have friends, but also doesn't seem to think very highly of himself. At one point, he says to his mom, like, I'm just an egghead.
Yeah.
So he's not even, like, he doesn't even think that he's worthy for real. And I think that's the other piece of why he remembers this summer so much is that Benny kind of, like, instilled that confidence in him and gave him a way in to, like, a group of, you know, peers.
See, this is why bromances are so important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Sandlot, obviously the reason this movie is called The Sandlot, this is the place where they all congregate and play baseball all summer. And it's basically just like an empty lot where they've created this makeshift baseball diamond.
Right.
And they needed Scottie, according to Benny anyway, because they only had 8 players and they needed him to make a full 9. But they're not really playing against anybody else. They're just kind of like out there just having fun. They don't really keep score. They pitch, they hit, they catch, they throw, but they're not really like having like a proper baseball game.
No.
They just like being out there and goofing around.
Living life, man.
And behind this Sandlot is this gate with a house and this scary dog that they refer to as the Beast.
The Beast is more than just a scary dog, bro. According to the legends.
The Beast is an idea.
I mean, the way they describe Beast basically is like a brown-colored Clifford. Like, that's what I picked. Like, Clifford the big
brown
red dog. Yeah, it's basically Clifford but brown, and he's not just like a big friendly dog either. Like apparently there's like 170 bodies that are missing, according to the legend, that this dog has completely just demolished because this dog is supposed to be a guard dog for a junkyard, and he's there basically to keep watch and make sure that no one gets back there and steals any of this stuff. And so the kids, whenever they knock a ball over there, they're so afraid of this beast that they just let the ball go at that point. It's like, well, I guess we're not playing anymore today because the beast got the ball. I mean, this beast, I'm watching the movie and like even just the way like the growling is so loud and the movements, it's almost like this beast is like Cujo, but like on bath salts.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's kind of what I pictured. Like
I had Beethoven on crack.
Oh, close.
So I guess we were on the same wavelength there. So the way that the legend of the beast comes up, everybody obviously knows this story except for Scottie. And Squints is telling this story during a sleepover they have in a treehouse.
They were in the treehouse after they like lose a ball or something, but they were like just talking about what happened.
But they're like eating s'mores and hanging out. So then I'm
s'mores.
like, yeah, I'm like, how? Like, I guess all their parents are just okay with them just being in the.
Well, you know, in movies you just do whatever you want.
The parents were not really engaged with what they were doing the entire movie.
Well, you know, Scottie's mom just wanted him to have friends. So
that's true. So he basically tells the story, like Andrene said, that he's like protecting this junkyard, and apparently people would come in the junkyard and try to steal things, and he was killing them. So he murders, Squint says, about 173 guys. So somewhere between 120 and 173.
There's a widespread there.
And because he's killing so many people, bones and all, these thieves just never come back. And the cops come knocking. They find out about this beast that's killing all these people, and they order Mr. Myrtle to chain the dog under the house where he has to stay forever.
Forever. Forever. Forever. Forever.
That part was funny.
So this is the whole thing. And so then that's why they're like, if a ball goes over there, like it's not worth our lives.
Right.
Because this dog has mad bodies and we're not trying to get eaten bones and all.
And even like the way the camera would show like the baseball would be outside of the doghouse and like this huge massive paw would come down and grab the ball and snatch it back. I'm like,
look like
you're like a
Godzilla.
lion.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is his paw so big?
But I think what's cool about this beast idea, and really the whole movie in general, is the child perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
somebody tells you a scary story when you're 10, and you're just like, oh, like, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, I'm not going over the fence. You also know that there's a dog there. You hear it growling. There's enough holes in the gate that you can see something happening. And then it's just like, all right, I'm just not even going to engage. And that's exactly what being a kid is. Unless you're one of those, like, bold kids that likes to test their luck. But I was never that kid.
You definitely weren't.
No.
I was more of a test out kind of person.
I'm not going to get that baseball. There's no way.
I think I would. Maybe I wouldn't go, but I think I would have like at least peeked over the fence. Like I think I would have like.
Yeah,
I want to see.
peeked.
I want to see the dog. I want to see what they're talking about. Like just taking your word for it is not how I operate. But yeah, I don't know about jumping over the fence like your man's did. So. And the backstory is this beast. We know there's a ball over there, and you can't get it back once it goes over there. So he's starting to have a good time with these boys. They're developing a friendship, and one day they're out, they're having a good time, and Benny is a beast, and he quote busted the guts out of the baseball.
Yeah.
Like, he hit that thing so hard, like, the whole entire skin came off of the ball, and you saw, like, the inside of the baseball just, like, unraveling. And they're like, oh, like, well, that ball is donezo.
Also, how old is this kid?
He's definitely taller than not one more tall kid, but...
Yeah, Bert is tall, but
yeah,
Benny...
He seems older.
He does, yeah, like, I got the vibe.
Like, more mature than the rest of the group.
He definitely felt more mature. And also, like, how old is this kid that he's slapping the skin off of a baseball? Like, the lining completely unravels in the air.
He's a beast.
He is a beast.
He's supposed to be playing for the pros.
And he
which
definitely
does.
needs to be playing on a proper team and not with these scrubs in the Sandlot. Like, he's clearly, like, punching way below his weight, but he just likes these guys, apparently.
Well, you know, it's all fun and games. It's all for the movie. So, he's amazing. That's what they're telling us. He does this fantastic feat, and then once that happens, they're like, well, I guess we're done playing for the day. What are we going to do? But then Scottie is, like, having too much fun. And he's like, wait, I got a ball back at the house.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll go get it. Like, come on, go. So he runs back. And, like, already you're shaking your head because it's like, even if you don't know who Babe Ruth is, you know Bill has this ball that's, like, completely elevated. It's in the center of all his baseball stuff in his man cave. You know, he's
got a special stand
you're not even supposed
that
to
he puts the ball on.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be in that room moreover touching any of his stuff. So it's like, you're wrong for doing this. And and again, I think because I thought about you, Joel, but since you're so, like, risk adverse, I could see you being like, but what if it goes over the fence? Like, that would be the first thing you would think of.
That's the only thing I'd be thinking of. Like, that's how my brain works. It's like, what's the worst thing that can happen in this situation? And then what am I going to do if it happens?
Right.
Not only that, Scottie is the one that hits the home run over the fence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, if you knew that this is Bill's baseball and you knew you had to return
Just
it.
bunt that thing.
Why are you hitting the ball so hard? Like, why are you swinging for the fences? It's not like another kid hit it and then he was like, no. It's like, he hit it. And then he was like, oh, man.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
It's like, why did you hit the ball so hard, bro?
He was trying to flex.
He was trying to flex. And it did not work out for him.
He was like, I'm nice. Check me out. So, yeah, he hits it. And then he realizes, oh, I'm in deep doo-doo because now the beast has the ball. And so his friends are all cheering him on. They're excited because they're like, oh, like, you just killed that. Like, oh, you got to keep running. Where are you going? And then he's like, no. And they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's a home run. Like, that's great. And he's like, no, like, that ball, it wasn't my ball. And they're like, what do you mean? And he's like, it belonged to Bill. Like, it's not my ball. And when that happens, they're like, what do you mean it's not your ball? And he explains to them, like, oh, my dad had it. It was signed by somebody. And they're like, who signed it? They're like, I don't know, some girl.
Some woman named Babe.
Named Babe?
Baby Ruth.
Baby, yeah, Baby. First of all, since when is B-A-B-E spelled baby?
I don't know. But also, it seemed like he wasn't looking at it very closely. Maybe he just read the Ruth part. And then he was like, why did this woman sign Bill's baseball?
Baby Ruth? Babe Ruth! And he's like, who's Babe Ruth? And they go through all the names again.
Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls.
That was his line the entire movie, was how much Smalls was killing
me
him.
too. I mean, Smalls he doesn't know up from down. The other thing is, why doesn't Bill have this ball in like a glass case of some sort? Like, he just has it like sitting out. It's signed by Babe Ruth. It's probably at least 30 years old. And
I don't know. I guess he figured there's no like young kids and like it's not like someone's gonna.
But it's also like a huge collector's item.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just gonna be like collecting dust and getting fingerprints on it.
Yeah,
like you would want that sealed away.
Well,
Bill didn't do a good job of protecting the Babe Ruth ball.
So it was his fault.
It wasn't his fault. It's definitely Scottie's fault. But also, like, come on, Bill, get your memorabilia.
And how are
together.
you never showing him and being like, oh, this ball is from Babe Ruth.
Because
this is how
Bill
I got
doesn't
it.
engage with Scott. This is what we know.
I know.
He's just my wife's kid. Like, that's all he sees Scott as.
That's sad.
He doesn't even want to play catch with the boy.
He really didn't. But then I also feel like once he finally did play with him, it was like, this is why I don't want to play.
He was like, this is confirming everything. This is further justification for me continue to ignore this boy.
Oh, so now like they're all completely like panicking because like, yo, this is a Babe Ruth ball. This is, super important. What are we gonna do? And so now this is where the kids start to get very creative and they come up with these different ways, different gadgets to try to get the ball out from behind the fence without them having to actually physically go behind the fence. They tried like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different like creative like inventions.
Man.
Like
Well, before they do that, they also are like, we need a holdover. So let's collect some money and buy a baseball.
yeah.
So that way, if Bill's on a business trip, if he comes back early, we'll at least have something there so he doesn't see that there's no baseball. Mm-hmm. So then Benny gets a pen. They buy a baseball that's like 95 cents. And then Benny just writes Babe Ruth on the ball. But he spells it R-U-T-H-E.
Yeah.
So they didn't even spell Babe
didn't
Ruth's
even
name
spell it right.
properly. And then it's just like, yo, just put it there. Just put it there. He'll just like, let's just figure it. That'll give us some time.
Oh man, kids. So yeah, so they do that, and then they start doing these different tricks. Like one, they had like 3 different vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
With these different like pumps or tubes.
Connected
at some
to a
point.
tube that was connected to like a catcher's face mask.
Yes, they were trying to like, they were up on the top of this tree house and they were turning it on to create this suction so that it would suck the baseball up from out of wherever the beast was into the catcher's mask. And they would then pull it up into the tree house. But then when they tried to do that, one of the machines started to overheat. And
Well, it started to overheat because the beast bit the pipe.
oh, that's right.
The beast.
They were close too. They had actually the ball had got sucked in. They were trying to pull it up, and the beast was like, "Nah." And then yeah, that's right. He busted the pipe, and then it created a fire, and then there was an explosion in the treehouse. And I'm just like, and no one's parent came outside to see what was going on.
They weren't paying attention to them the entire summer.
There was an explosion in the backyard.
We didn't meet any of these kids' parents. Presumably, they don't even know each other's parents. They just spent all summer in the Sandlot playing baseball. And they're meeting up at like 9 a.m. Like,
Yeah,
all right, guys, see you tomorrow morning. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, they're working at 9 to 5. Summer vacation, nobody's sleeping in.
Right?
They
There's
waking
no
up
way.
at 9 o'clock in the morning to go play baseball.
No way.
That's dedication.
They're out there all day and then all night. Apparently, some nights.
They do be out there all night too. Telling stories in the treehouse, eating s'mores.
So I was like, these parents are out of control. They have no idea what's happening.
No control at all.
That was very strange to me. Then they had another one where they had like this long metal, almost like a mechanical arm that they pulled out with like a pot over the end. And they were trying to like put it through the lines of the fence to drop the pot down on top of the ball and then drag the ball out from the fence. And that doesn't work because the beast is like, get that thing out of here. Like he basically just breaks whatever they have, he breaks it apart, or he pushes it, or he grabs the ball before they can grab it. And they're just failing. Like, and to be fair, like
they had one too where they put like yeah on some sort of I don't even know how you would describe it, like a bungee contraption.
Oh, and they dropped him down?
To kind of elevate him over the fence, lower him down, while Ham is controlling the string with like pedals of some
They were
sort.
trying to do like a Mission Impossible?
Yeah, like
kind
they
of
had him
thing.
hanging from a string. They put him over the fence for him to go down and grab the ball and then propel
They were
him
going to pull him back up
over the fence.
Right.
But then the beast comes. He comes face to face with the beast. The beast growls at him. He freaks out and drops the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, all you have to do is hold on to
close.
it. But I would say, man, like,
Kids are smart.
yo, the plans they had were actually like excellent plans.
Kids are smart.
Like they were great plans.
Yeah, I mean, and also I'm thinking like they know a lot about physics, and because I was like, I wouldn't have thought of that at that age. I wouldn't have thought about that now.
And at one point, they even build like a robot or like some sort of mechanical car to drive through the fence. And they've established even early in the film that Scottie likes to work with mechanics and like, connects and science stuff. So he has kind of that, and he's usually spending all his time alone in
By
his room.
himself,
So he
yeah.
knows how to like work different physics stuff. So this is him now finally putting all of that practice to good use. But again, it still doesn't work because
Yeah.
the beast is just destroying everything.
It's a beast. That's what beasts do. So yeah, they realize this is not going to help, And so now they're kind of at the end of their rope because what are you going to do? And this is where Benny comes to the rescue. Benny decides to take it upon himself and, take one for the team.
Nah,
he gives it the what do they call it? The good old college try.
Benny is the real beast here.
He's like, I'm gonna go over there and get that ball myself. And your man straight hopped the fence, went over there. And here's the thing, it's like when he lands on the other side of the fence, you have the beast facing him. The beast is chained up on the opposite side of this huge backyard, and the ball is in the middle. It's almost like if you ever play dodgeball at the beginning, when both teams are lined up and you're facing each other and the ball's in the middle and you got to run up, grab the ball, and then run back. That's what I thought about was dodgeball. He was doing that, but like with a baseball versus a dog. And
Well, the other thing too is that they show multiple scenes, obviously, of the kids playing baseball. And one thing that we've seen from Benny is that he's nice at eluding tagouts. So like when he's stuck between bases and they're trying to like tag him out, he knows how to like shift from side to side and run past people to get to base. And he's good at stealing bases. So it's almost like he's set up in the similar stance where like the beast is now trying to tag him out. And he has to get the ball before he gets
got
eaten alive like the other 173 guys.
Right. So, the race is on and he runs up, he grabs the ball and he turns around and he gets the ball and we see him like sprint. He goes for the fence, jumps over the fence, and we're like, oh, like he got the ball. So at first you're like, oh, he got the ball, like great. Then I see the dog trying to run, but I know the dog is chained up. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, he's gonna run until he can't run anymore. He's gonna get yanked back, and like that's it. But this is the beast, and that's not what happens.
This is not a mere dog. This is a beast.
That's not what happens. The beast breaks through this chain, and then jumps over the fence. And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, that thing was massive.
Nah.
But then it's like, when it actually comes out and you see the dog, like, yes, it's a dog chasing him, but it's like, it's nowhere near as big as what we've been showing the entire movie. Like, it's like, this is not Clifford.
Well, this is the whole thing.
It's a regular dog.
It's like the legend of the beast was bigger than the beast itself.
Right.
Yet and still, this had to be some sort of super creature because not only did it basically break through a chain, but also it was like destroying everything in its sight.
Yeah.
For all of the plans that they had built up to this point.
That's true.
So I don't know. Like it felt like at the beginning they were like establishing this greater than life, like superhuman story. By the end of the movie, it felt like he was a normal dog. But there's a part in the middle where it was kind of a little bit of both.
What's happening? Yeah. Why is this dog so
Because some of the
strong?
stuff that actually happened was like, a regular dog couldn't do this.
Right. Exactly. So he jumps out. He starts chasing. And it's like, bro, why do you want this ball so bad? Because think about how many balls he has back there.
Nah, the beast is like, this is my territory. You can't come grab my stuff.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, this is the whole thing. It's like, once it comes over the fence, it's mine now, bro.
But, so they end up getting the dog, and Benny does not get eaten alive, thankfully. He does survive. But
The whole thing, go ahead.
I was just trying to say, like, did you see the state of the baseball? Like, what the heck did the beast do to it?
Slobbered.
It was disgusting.
It was a lot of dog slobber.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It looked like there was acid that got poured over it. I was like, why does the baseball
He
look
was
like
frothing
this?
at the mouth.
I was like, why does it look like this?
I'm telling you, like, the beast was like not a normal dog. He might not have killed 173 guys, but he was definitely not normal.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, like, after Benny gets the ball and then the beast basically breaks free from his chains and starts chasing him all around town.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like running through where the pool is and they're running through a movie theater and the beast breaks through the screen and there's a whole thing. And he's basically running all around town trying to escape the beast. And two things that like didn't really, I'm like, Benny, come on, you're a smart guy. But number one, if you're running away from this dog, like maybe you could have just like given the ball to one of your friends. So at least the ball is safe. But I think the even dumber thing was after all that chasing around, he ends up running back into Mr. Myrtle's lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, after all of that trying to escape, you just go back to where the beast was.
Right.
And that's when I guess they find that the beast ends up being kind of a nice dog.
Yeah, that's right, because it ends up going close to Scottie. Right? Oh, no, they were chasing it, and remember the fence fell down on top of the beast.
That's right.
And so the beast was injured. And so, honestly, most of the kids were like, let's go. Like, we're good. But then Scottie was like, come on, guys. He's hurt. We got to help him. And they're like, help him? They were not going to help. They just stood there. They were like, I mean.
Awful white people.
So Scottie's white.
Yeah, I know. But, that's like, white people are supposed to love dogs, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
You can't just leave a dog injured. Come on, man. That's a disgrace to the race. How dare they?
I mean, so to your point, so I love, I'm in like a bunch of like horror groups and horror reading groups. And a number of times I've seen generally like white girls, they'll be like, oh, does the dog die? Does the cat die? They don't mind a person getting their head chopped off or, someone getting shot or
they
whatever.
They probably did something to deserve it, but not the cat.
But like something happens to a dog, they can't read the book. Mm-mm. So that goes to your point that like, yeah, I would think that they would be a little bit more caring
awful
about a poor doggy. But it's Benny that steps up and helps Scottie. They get the fence off of the beast, and once that happens, it's a heavy ass fence. So they're like completely spent, and Scottie's kind of like laying down trying to catch his breath, and the beast comes over and like goes head to head, and then he just like licks him like thank you, and then it's like, oh, he's not a bad dog at all.
And then, they saved his life, so maybe that's why.
So maybe he had a change of heart.
He had a change of heart.
Did he lose his powers after the fence fell on top of him?
Even the beast has an emotional core. And he's like, these kids aren't so bad. Yeah. They did save my life. Yeah. You know what? It's cool. Just you can have you. And then he has like all these. He has like
he goes back and shows them his treasure.
Yeah, he has like a big. I don't even know
like
what
the pit.
Yeah, it's like a pit that he dug out and has like all of the baseballs from all over the years that he's just been hoarding. And he basically walks the boys
like
over
a peace
to
offering.
it, and is like, y'all can have all these baseballs. Like, it's like it was a peace offering. It was like they had a little treaty. Like the beast is the beast no more.
Yeah, exactly. Redemption. And so then they end up meeting the actual owner of the beast, and the owner is played by James Earl Jones, who has like one of the best voices ever.
This is CNN.
And the beast's actual name is Hercules. It's not the beast. He's a real name, guys. And we learn from James Earl Jones, he says like, that he used to play with Babe Ruth back in the day until he lost his sight, which was like really tragic. And so they're explaining a situation to him and like how he had this ball from Babe Ruth, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, oh, like I have a ball if you guys want. Like you don't understand, mister. This was a special ball. And he's like, yeah, I got another ball for you. And he gives them a ball that was signed by all the Yankees.
Yeah, he's like, Babe Ruth and the entire 1927 Yankees. Like, you're welcome.
And they're like, oh my gosh. And so I think in exchange, he just wanted them to come by like a few days. Was it once a week or something?
Yeah, he
just
said,
to, like,
come by once a week and talk baseball.
Yeah, because like he's an old man. He's probably really bored. He had to retire based on his injury. And what else is he gonna do?
Because when they tell him like, yo, you don't understand, this ball was signed by Babe Ruth. He's like, oh, George? He's like, talking about George. Like, yeah, that's his name, but like, why are you so comfortable?
Right.
He's like, oh, but George is my man. It's like, we used to play together back in the day. It's like,
they're like, what?
They're like, which is also a little historically inaccurate because James Earl Jones is definitely a black man.
Yeah, because I was like,
and I'm pretty sure Babe Ruth was not playing with no black men in the 20s. They had a little thing called the Negro Leagues at the time. Where that's where James Earl Jones would have been playing. But, we'll let it slide.
The little thing.
So they get this ball signed by all the Yankees, and then
That's crazy.
This is when now Scottie has to come clean to Bill.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because that Babe Ruth-y ball was not going to cut it.
Wall E, Ruth E.
Babe Ruth-y ball was not going to cut it. So he just tells Bill what's going on, and of course Bill is like, "Why'd you steal my ball?" But then it's also like, "Bruh, you got me an amazing ball." So you really
maybe Bill's gonna actually get a case this time.
Well, I would hope so.
There's no telling though.
But yeah, at that point, it's like, I mean, you shouldn't have stolen my ball, but this ball is much better. And from what we can see, it appears as though he and Bill will start to have a better relationship moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, he got him a 1927 signed baseball, so he's like, all right, I guess
you're cool.
I guess I'll give this kid a chance. That was really the only thing.
I mean, I'm sure his mom was proud because he got into trouble with his friends. He
stole. Yeah, he got into a little trouble.
He stole from his stepdad.
Good job.
Progress.
Good job. You stealing?
Broke into someone else's home.
Nice.
It's good stuff.
Not to mention, got banned from the neighborhood pool.
Oh, the pool. We got to talk about that.
We have to talk about a few things. So I was just waiting until we got to the end of the narrative first.
Okay, yeah.
There's a few things that happened that summer outside of baseball. We're gonna have to get to.
But yeah, that was the main story we wanted to talk about. And then of course, as they get older, we learn that Benny becomes a pro player, and
Scottie's a baseball announcer.
Which makes sense. Because it's funny how he went from knowing nothing about baseball to now knowing everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why it was the most influential summer of his life.
Yeah.
Summer of '62, baby.
Okay, you want to talk about this swimming pool?
I've been waiting this entire time. It's 45 minutes later. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's talk about this pool. So Wendy Peppercorn. Let's talk about Wendy, the hot babe, who is Squint's biggest crush. And this is the thing, right?
They all got a crush on her.
These kids are all probably 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And Wendy's like a high school student. Like, she's obviously 16, 17. Mm-hmm. And she's looking at them like, oh, look at these cute little kids. But Squints has like a major crush on her. And she's the lifeguard at the local pool. Mm-hmm. So it's a summer day. They're all at the pool hanging out. And they're just gawking at Wendy. And Squints is like, yo, every summer, bro. Like, she's just sitting up there, smiling, oiling, lotioning.
He's getting annoyed.
He says, I can't take it anymore. Like, the hotness was unbearable. It was like, yo, this girl's too hot, and I'm just fed up. So he's like, you know what? I can't do this no more. Forget this. So Squints gets out the pool. Squints goes to the diving board.
The deep end, baby.
On the deep end. Mm-mm. But wait, Squints can't swim. What is he doing? And you see this little shrimpy kid with his little tight trunks on, and he's still wearing his glasses. And this kid is just so adorable, man. And it's so funny.
He turns over and looks at her and waves, and she's like, okay.
And she's like, all right, little boy. And then he just jumps in the pool and just sinks immediately to the bottom.
He wasn't even trying to try to swim.
No, he can't swim.
Yeah, but you can try.
And he's just holding his glasses while he's floating at the bottom of the pool. Just like, oh man, I hope somebody comes and gets me. So then all his friends are freaking out, like, yo, he's about to die, da da da. She recognizes what's happened. She jumps in the pool to save him, takes him out, starts pumping his chest, and now everybody's freaking out, like, yo, did he just die?
Right.
From the hotness of Wendy Peppercorn.
They're like, come on, breathe.
And she's trying to give him mouth to mouth, and he's just like,
he's
not
responding. Yeah.
So now they're starting to get worried. She's pumping, she's blowing in his mouth. Nothing. And then we just see his eyes open as her head is to his chest. He looks at his friends and just gives them a little grin.
He grins and then closes his eyes back. I'm like, what?
Closes his eyes back. And then when she goes back to give him mouth to mouth again, he grabs her from the back of the head and just starts kissing her. And then she's like, you little pervert. Kicks him out. Him and all his friends are banned from the pool for life, basically. And
there's so many things about this scene.
It's an iconic scene. I feel like when I think about The Sandlot, I always think about this scene with Squints because it's iconic. It's so funny. It's also just
ridiculous.
Like, it's the thought of like being that little kid who has a crush on an older girl, and it's just like most people probably wouldn't risk drowning themselves, but it's definitely relatable being a 11-year-old kid with a crush on a girl that you have like absolutely no chance with. No,
the crush I get, him wanting her to kiss him, I get. What I don't get is how he was able to pull this off. Because this man literally cannot swim, okay? So when we see him drowning, he's actually drowning.
Yep.
So he's down there. He was down there for a little bit of time.
Yep.
She gets him up. He didn't cough once.
Mm-mm.
So you mean to tell me this boy had all this water in his lungs and he was able to sit there and open his eyes and wink at his friends and close the back?
He held his breath, man.
Come on, bro.
He held his breath.
But when he came out, he did nothing.
Hey, he was determined.
There's no way. There's no way. I was like, this is so dumb. Like, I couldn't get past it. I'm like, this is so stupid.
Squints the legend.
This is so dumb. So I might as well talk about the facts now. So apparently during that scene, the director told Squints to make sure to keep his tongue in his mouth. When she was giving him mouth to mouth. It was an actual direction. He was like, please make sure you keep your tongue in your mouth.
Say, bro, I'm not trying to get sued by nobody. That's crazy.
But they also said, like, in the movie, like, after it happened, like, every time Wendy would see him, she would, like, kind of smile and wave at him. Because, like, it's like, respect, kid. I see what you were trying to do.
Like, yeah, she was like, this
kid,
this innocent little kid had a crush on me. He tried to pull a fast one. He still can't come back here no more, but I'll say hi to him. Totally worth it.
For sure.
Shout out to my man Squints.
You know, he probably got all that street cred now.
Oh, all the juice.
Because all the kids
he kissed Wendy.
They're going to be like, yo, you heard about how Squints kissed Wendy over the summer?
It's lit.
Yeah.
He's the man in 6th grade.
Oh, man.
Squints low-key might have been even younger than Scott. Who knows if he's going to 6th grade.
Yeah, I don't.
He was a little shrimpy little boy.
He was shrimpy. Well, then
we also got to talk about the time when the kids from the other baseball team show up to the Sandlot, and the captain of their team, they have like uniforms. They come in riding their bikes.
They're like an actual team.
And they're like, yo, y'all are just a bunch of scrubs. You come in here, you're playing in the Sandlot. We play on a real baseball diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do y'all even think this is? Like, why does Benny even play with y'all? He's way better than y'all. Y'all suck. And Ham is like, yo, y'all not about to talk to him.
He's going to mouth off.
Yeah. So Ham and this other kid just start going back and forth.
Oh, the insults?
Just trading insults. That's a great scene, too.
You eat dog crap for breakfast, geek. You mix your weeds with your mama's toe jam. Yeah! You bob for apples in the toilet, and you like it. You play ball like a girl.
And that tore the whole thing up. Like,
yeah.
That was
the mic drop.
And I was like, bro, saying somebody back then that you play like a girl is worse than saying that you basically put your face in the toilet.
Oh yeah. that was the trump card. That was the
That was like your mama joke back in the day?
Nah, that was the ultimate like, yo.
You throw
play
like a girl.
Like a girl. So then he's like, you know what?
That's it.
Challenge you to a baseball game.
Well, they asked for it.
And they go. And they
asked for it.
They completely destroyed these kids, which is like, what have y'all been doing
right.
all summer?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
y'all not practicing hard enough.
They're not even keeping score over here.
Y'all not waking up at 9 a.m. Y'all not dedicated to the game. Like, these kids are serious about their baseball.
All they do is play baseball.
They got Benny Rodriguez.
And that's the thing.
Everybody's getting hits off, too.
Yeah.
And Ham is talking trash the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, Ham is that guy. He's like that annoying player that you hate to play against, but you love to have them on your team.
Yeah.
Like, that's who Ham is. And Ham is the catcher. So he's just talking to everybody who comes up to bat and getting them to strike out.
That was great.
Yeah, that's a great scene. The last scene we have to talk about is when they go to the carnival.
Oh, my God. This is where we get the chewing tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids, man. So watching this scene just kind of reminded me of going to the carnival when we were younger and these rides.
Ride Playland.
And like that tilt-a-whirl. So do you remember the ride where you basically, there was no seatbelt. Like you go in, it's like this circular dome and you just stand flat against the wall and like it would spin slow at first and then it would spin faster and faster and faster. And the gravity would basically just push you back.
Centrifugal force.
Against the wall so you couldn't move. And it would just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin and then eventually it would slow down and you would get off. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no way in hell we would allow our kids to ride that now.
It was insane.
Because
it would make your neck hurt if you try to turn your head too much.
Because
your neck will be hurt like, oh, man.
You might break your neck because the sign says, like, keep your head back. Because think about it. Like, if you're going that fast and you try to put your head up,
yeah, you might actually break something.
You might break your neck.
Why was that okay?
How are we allowed to get on that ride?
That was the 90s.
And we just filed in and
it was fun.
got swirled around.
We all got out safe.
I mean, most of us, I guess.
Yeah.
So I thought about that instantly. But then they're in this ride. So before they get on the ride, they're like, oh, like, yeah, I got chewing tobacco. And they're like, oh, of course, Smalls is like, what do you do with it? It's like, oh, you chew it. Like,
he doesn't know anything about anything.
Like all the baseball greats do it. Of course, they want to be like the baseball players, so they want to get chewing tobacco. Yo, chewing tobacco, in my humble opinion, is really disgusting, guys. Like, I don't understand why I want to put this stuff in my mouth, in my gums, and then you got to walk around with those nasty ass bottles of water to like spit
cup.
Spit this. Oh
yeah, baby.
So I went to school in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And that was my first time ever seeing it because, like, growing up in New York, people aren't walking around with that. Generally speaking,
that's definitely not
it's
a
not
New York thing. It's definitely more of a Southern thing.
And I was in school in Georgia, and I would see people in class with like, Coca-Cola bottle or something like next to their desk, and I was like, "What is that for?" And I would see them pick it up and then spit and put it back down, and I was like, "What?" And one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, it's chewing tobacco," and I was like,
"Oh, they was chewing tobacco in the middle of class
and spitting out and then putting it in their nasty."
Yeah, welcome to the South.
Disgusting. And I was like, and then I'm thinking to myself, like, and you have a girlfriend? Like,
she had her own chewing tobacco.
Like, you think
she had the Virginia Slims of chewing tobacco. They used to chew together.
You think I'm kissing you with that stuff in your mouth?
The couple that dips together, spits together.
Oh, that's disgusting. Talk about keeping your tongue in your mouth.
Oh,
am I right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely a cultural thing that I don't get because, I grew up in New York, but I definitely remember seeing kids with chewing tobacco. The first time I saw it for real was in college. And I remember there was a couple kids from North Carolina. Yeah, we were in Miami, but there was a couple kids from North Carolina that used to like chew tobacco. And I was like, all right, I guess this is just like what they do in the backwoods of North Carolina, I guess. Yeah. But I had definitely never seen it growing up in New York.
Yeah, so I'm getting all these flashbacks and I'm like, I'm just disgusted. And so the kids are like, yeah, let's try it. Like, let's be, cool baseball players. And so in their little child brains, they think it makes sense to put chewing tobacco in their mouth and then get on like a crazy spinning roller coaster at the carnival. And so you're already watching as an adult, you already know where this is going. Because you're like, there's no way your stomach is going to be able to handle this. They get on the ride. And at first they're like, yeah, cool, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the ride is spinning around but after the second or third spin, you see them like start to get really sick.
I don't feel so good.
Because they're like, I don't know. And then by the end of the ride, they all lose their lunch and dinner. Like
all over themselves and all over every other person
else
on the ride.
Can you imagine? You're trying to have a good time at the carnival with your friends and then some nasty kid throws up on you?
Not some nasty kid. 9 kids.
Your night is ruined.
9 nasty kids just barfing their guts.
It's absolutely disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
I was like, yeah, nasty. But, just to show you dumb things that kids do. And again, I'm sure that's, Smalls' mom was proud that he was doing some things with his friends.
Well, apparently she had no idea what he was up to because the next morning she's like, "What's wrong, honey? You don't look so good." It was like, didn't he come home with barf all over his clothes? Like, you didn't recognize it last night?
He probably didn't come home.
Yeah, that's right. He's probably just sleeping in the treehouse.
That got burnt.
It's like, oh yeah, I don't know. It's like, bro, like, so she actually she probably didn't even know he was at the carnival.
No.
Never mind that he's been.
But
been chewing on the wacky
I was going to
tobacco.
say, where'd he get the money? But Benny paid for them to get in.
That's right.
Interesting.
He stole it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, Benny's not a thief.
No, I mean, they also live in like a really
Yeah.
nice neighborhood. So there's reason to believe that all of these kids, their parents got some money. They live in like a nice suburban,
Well, we said Benny was older. Maybe he had a part-time job.
Yeah, who knows? Benny didn't have time for a part-time job. He played baseball all day long. He definitely wasn't working.
Yeah, so, there were kids being kids. Okay, of course, you quotes. I already know the main quote.
Killing me, Smalls.
Set it up.
You're killing me, Smalls. So yeah, they're in the treehouse eating s'mores. Of course, Ham is like crushing these s'mores. The chubby kid always loves to eat, right? And he's like, "Oh, Smalls, you want a s'more?" He's like, "I want a s'more of what?"
Small what?
No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
So he has to explain to him what a s'more is.
I'm like, bro, honestly, who is this kid? Like, I couldn't understand.
This kid doesn't, like, literally, I don't think he's ever had a friend before.
It's really sad.
And he's like 10. So, yeah, it's not great. But I think one of, like, You're Killing Me, Smalls is one that you always think about because he says it multiple times throughout the movie of him just, like, not knowing up from down. But when they first meet him and he basically can't throw, can't catch, can't do nothing, he shows up at the Sandlot with this doofy ball cap with the bill is like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
Like, why is the bill on this hat so big? And then at the end, he's still wearing that bum-ass hat. Like, as a grown man.
But you said it was 3 feet long.
He still had the same whack. It had like a fish on it. It was like a baseball cap with a barracuda. I'm like, why is he wearing this? And how does he still have this bum ass hat as a 30-year-old man? But anyway,
Nostalgia, man.
he's awful. And then they all just start clowning him. And Squint starts going in. He's like, he's a loser. He's an L7 weenie. Oscar Mayer even. He's a foot-long Dodger dog. That joint had me weak, bro. It was so funny. I was like, yo, I didn't even remember this part. But,
Nah, kids can be brutal, man.
it was hilarious. That and the scene when Ham and the other kid are trading insults. It's just like, oh, man, I love this. Like, kids being mean to each other. It was hilarious.
Because you were one of the kids that would say mean things to someone else.
At times. In self-defense, you know.
Okay.
You know,
That's what they
trade a
all
few
say.
barbs.
That's what they all say.
Trade a few barbs. But the jokes was funny, man.
They
Made me
were.
laugh.
They were very funny. I will give you that. They are really funny. All right, so you ready for some facts?
Sure.
So the movie was actually shot in only 42 days, which is
pretty good.
incredibly fast because you got to think about it. You really didn't have a lot as far as changing scenes. You were shooting in a Sandlot and then a couple of scenes here and there, you know, but for the most part, you were shooting in the same place. The older and younger Benny are actually real life brothers.
Ah, that's interesting.
Pablo Vittar and Mike Vittar are brothers.
Nice.
Many of the young actors, while they were like shooting the movie, they snuck into a nearby movie theater to watch Basic Instinct.
So they was literally just cutting up just like their characters.
And if you see Basic Instinct, my, that is not a kid's
And
movie.
they grew up fast.
that was not a kid's movie. It came out in 92, so there's that. We also mentioned 5 of the members of the Sandlot baseball team. Patrick Renna, Chauncey Lepardi, Marty York, Brandon Quinton Adams, and Grant Gelt all had roles in different episodes of Boy Meets World.
Oh, nice. That's
So
my
they went
show.
on to, have a couple of guest stars here and there. The character of Squints was based on a real-life person that the director David Evans went to school with. He had the same nickname and shared the very same similarities.
That's dope.
And so he was like, yeah, I got to write this kid in.
That's dope.
And we already mentioned, the kissing scene where Squints was told to keep his tongue in his mouth. Mm-hmm. But yeah, thinking about these kids running in to see Basic Instinct would just tickled me because it was like, bro, y'all should not be watching this movie.
Well, it's funny because even in the movie when they go to the pool, they talk about how much they used to love going to the pool because it was an opportunity to basically look at girls.
Yeah.
It's like none of us had ever actually read a Playboy, even though we pretended like we had. We'd all lied about it, but at least when we went to the pool, we could actually look at girls, and it's what we imagined the Playboy magazines might look like.
Exactly.
But in mirror life, these kids are seeing a lot.
Quite a bit.
There you go. What do you think is the theme of The Sandlot?
I mean, there are a lot of themes here that come jumping out at you. The big one is friendship and how friendship can change the course of one's life. Because Scottie he just wasn't it.
He didn't have any friends.
He had no friends. He had no self-esteem. He basically was just existing. He was very awkward to look at. And to see Scottie as a kid and see Scottie as an adult, it's like, bruh, like your life changed because of that summer. Mm-hmm. So I think the importance of friendship is something that really stood out as like the main theme. Yeah. And then on a smaller scale, just thinking about that summer and how the Sandlot represented this sense of security for the kids. Because it was like, this was a place where they could go and just be themselves, have a good time. They weren't even playing any games to win, but that's where all of their friendships were cemented. That's where they felt safe. That's where he got acceptance. And so I kind of saw the Sandlot as like having their safe space for them to grow in their relationships and then also grow within themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So the theme that I drew was thinking about the fact that this whole movie is a retelling, right? And and Scott is basically thinking about his childhood and the memories of this summer from the end of 5th grade. And I feel like the big theme that I drew was the importance of facing your fears and how much facing your fears can lead to your greatest memories. Because yes, he learned baseball and he made these friends, but it all started with the fact of him being encouraged by his mother to actually go and meet friends. Yeah. And like knowing that he had no athletic skill and still showing up to the Sandlot, which is a big first step from him.
Man.
And like even like encouraging himself or inviting himself to their game. So I think that was a part of it in terms of him facing his fears, but even for the boys, like Benny jumping over the fence.
Yeah.
Or Squints kissing Wendy, like jumping into the deep end of the pool. Like all of these kids had things that they were fearful of, and they faced those fears, and because of it, they actually like had these memories that lasted their entire lives.
Yeah. A lot of themes here.
Yeah.
A lot of strong ones. And you would think
but that's the thing about kids' movies. The kids' movies are always gonna have more clear themes because they're trying to teach something to kids.
Yeah.
So I this is a good one.
All right. Are you ready to give it a rating?
Yeah, I'll go first. This is a movie that I've always really enjoyed going back to. I've probably seen it more recently than you have, but probably not within the past 5 years or so. So like a lot of this movie, I definitely remember like the Wendy Peppercorn scene and the tobacco and the forever. What I didn't remember, Benny hopping the fence and getting the ball. Like for some reason that part I forgot about, and I was like, oh wow. Like that part kind of, it's like I don't remember them actually going over the fence, but yeah, this movie's great. Like you said, it has a lot of themes, and I think especially as a guy, like putting myself back in that space of being like a small, impressionable 10-year-old boy and like hanging out with your friends, and you have like these ridiculous theories of things that you believe, and you have your little juvenile crushes on girls. And I don't know, this is like a feel-good movie that just kind of reminds you of being a child. And I think that is what makes it so timeless and makes it easy to rewatch.
Yeah.
And having watched this movie a number of times, I still enjoyed rewatching it again this time. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 rewind.
Okay.
4.5.
All right. Solid score. I am giving a similar score, but I'm just stepping it down a half a step. So I'm going to give it a 4 instead of a 4.5. And the reason being, I felt like the part where they were trying to get the ball back from the beast and they tried like 4 or 5 different inventions. Like by like the third invention, I was kind of like, all right, are they getting the ball back or are they not?
Maybe that part could have been like a montage.
Yeah.
Where they like summed it up in less time.
They definitely, like how they do like those sequences where like a girl is like trying on 5 different dresses. Mm-hmm. Like you don't show every dress as a different thing. You just show it all in like a couple of seconds. Yeah. That's kind of, I think that would work better for me because by the third invention, I was like, all right, let's
Are they going to get the ball or not?
So I would have cut that.
Bill's going to be home any minute.
I would have cut that part a little short. But other than that, yeah, I have no notes. Like, I mean, should you be fooling a girl to get her to kiss you? Probably not. But
no, you should not. Definitely not.
But, you know, it's a little kid. I think it would be different if they were the same age.
Oh, yeah. That's not cute anymore.
If he was 16 or 17, and then it's like, all right, guy, you're probably going to grow up to be a molester. But he was a little kid, and it was like, we get the point. And
well, in the movie, apparently, he grows up and marries Wendy, and they have 9 kids.
Yeah.
So I guess it worked out for Squints.
For Squints, I don't know. But 9 kids sounds like a lot for Wendy. But
yeah, I don't know if it worked out for her.
But okay.
Oh,
so yeah, I would say 4. Gosh, not 0.5. I would say 4. It was fun. It was. I would watch it again for sure, but it's not better than other films I've given a 4.5 to on the pod. So
that's totally fair.
A 4.
Well, as always, we would love to hear your thoughts on this film, on any of the other previous 20 films that we've already reviewed. Reach out to us on Instagram at RR90spod, as well as on Twitter at RR90spod, and on TikTok at
Rewind Rewatch Podcast.
Just Rewind Rewatch Podcast. We will continue to collect your thoughts as well as your suggestions for other movies that we should review.
Hey, well, I guess this is Amazing Andrene signing off.
Yes, and the what was I? The
Jokester Joel.
Jokester Joel. Thanks, kids. Have a good one.
Oh my God. Later.
Bye.